Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to record a video using CameraX in native Android application. So let's get started. So first I'm using XML layout, but feel free to use Jetpack Compose as well if you want to. So first I'll explain you guys the code. It's quite simple. So first you will have to go to build.gradle.kts, and here you need to add few dependencies. First one is this AndroidX camera core, then the AndroidX camera 2, AndroidX camera lifecycle, AndroidX camera video, and AndroidX camera view. So we are not capturing photo, we are only capturing video. So yeah, these are the dependencies which you require. Then you will like I said, I'm not writing the version number inside build.gradle, so you need to write it inside libs.versions.toml over here. So if you see, I've added this camera core as well as this camera 2, then there is this camera lifecycle dependencies as well. Okay, then you need to add this camera lifecycle, camera 2, camera core, camera view, and camera video. So once you add all of this, you will see a sync now button. So just to show it to you, I'm changing the version of this. Here you can see sync now. You will have to click on it, but don't change this version. Whatever is the latest, you should use that version. So once you click on sync now, it will download all the dependencies for you using build.gradle. Okay, once that is done, you will have to go to manifest, android manifest.xml. Here you first need to add this uses feature of camera, then permission for camera as well, then record audio permission as well, and then the write external storage permission as well. Once you do that, go to activity underscore main. In case if you are using Jetpack Compose, you will have to do this using the declarative view. I like, at least at the time of me recording, the Google team does provide CameraX for Jetpack Compose as well, but I think it is still in alpha. Hopefully by the time you watch it, it becomes stable. So if you are using Jetpack Compose, you will have to use that particular logic, or you can use Android view as well and use this preview view as well as button. So here is our preview view, and as you can see, the width and height is 0 by 0, and I'm constraining it to all sides of the screen. Then here is our button as well. So I'm just giving it some ID, I'm giving it some text, and here I'm also constraining it to the bottom of the screen. Okay, then you will have to go to main activity. Firstly, these are all the imports. Now Android Studio is not playing nice here, that's why it is showing this red color swigglies. So just ignore it. You have to copy all these imports which are there. So as you can see, these are all maybe I'll try doing a Gradle sync, maybe that might resolve the issue. But as you can see, these are all the imports. Firstly, you will have to just copy all these imports. Like, don't ignore this imports which are in different highlighting. I think those are required as well. It's again just a bug in Android Studio that it is not highlighting my code properly. Like, this always happens whenever I try to record a video, I don't know why. But yeah, just make sure you copy all these imports. So these are all the imports which are there. Then I don't think this unstable annotation is required. Let's see, let's try commenting this out. Okay, and let's try to remove all this stuff as well. I think maybe Android Studio was right, sorry, my bad. Maybe this is not all required. Okay, I have tried to copy the imports from one of my other projects, sorry about that. So yeah, Android Studio was right. Sometimes there are false positives, so that's why I got confused. So yeah, so you just have to copy all these imports. Again, this unstable annotation is also not required. Here is our video capture where we are passing our recorder, and this is the actual recording. Here is our camera executor service, here is our preview view, and here is our button. Then we just request multiple permission using register for activity result. If permission is granted equal to true, by default we set this value. Then we just loop over all these entries, and if it is equal to false, then we just make this value as false. If permission is false, then we just display a toast message as well, and else we start a camera. Then here we initialize our viewfinder, we initialize our button. If all permissions are granted, we start our camera, else we request our permission. Then on button click, we just call capture video. So here is our video capture, button is enabled, I'm keeping it as false. Okay, once the video start has captured, then here we initialize our recording to this variable, and if it is not equal to null, we just stop it and make the recording as null. Then here we use this simple date format for our file naming option, and then we set content values as well by passing the display name, mime type, and if user is using greater than Android P, we also need to set relative path. Then here we are setting media store output options as well by passing the external content URI. Then here is our recording, so I just do video capture dot output prepare recording, passing this as well as media store output options, and we just check this self permission. If it is equal to record audio, that means the permission has been granted, so we just do with audio enabled as well, otherwise the audio is not enabled for recording. Then we just start our executor, and if video record dot it is the start event, then we just change the text of our button as well as enable it. Okay, I'll just minimize this. Okay, and if it is finalized, then here you can see, and if it does not has any error, then we just say video has been captured successfully, display a toast message, else we just close our recording and make it as null. And also in this particular case, we change the text of our button and is enabled is equal to true. Then inside start camera, we first do process camera provider dot get instance, then we do camera provider future dot add listener, camera provider future dot get. Here we define our preview view and initialize it to our surface provider. Then here we initialize our recorder, set the quality selector as well, so it's up to you how you want to set it. Then video capture equal to with output of our recorder. Then by default I'm using the back camera. Then here we just do camera provider dot unbind all, bind to the life cycle, and then we request permissions from this as well. So this is an helper method to do that. Another helper method just to check whether the permissions was granted or not. And inside on destroy, we just do camera executor dot shutdown. Here is our file name format which I pass. Then here is our required permission as well. So here by default camera and record audio is required for all Android version, but for Android version less than equal to P, we also require the write external storage permission. So yeah, that's it. Now let me show you guys the output. Now I'm mirroring my device, so the output might be little laggy, just bear with me over here. First I'll give this camera permission while using the app, and I'll also give the recording permission. I'll click on start. So it has started the recording. You can see a green color dot besides the battery icon, and I can click on stop as well. So it has captured the video recording as well. You can play this video using Exoplayer because you are already getting the URI as well. So if I just show it to you, so here you can see you can get the URI of the captured video as well. But I'll just go to the files app just to show you the video has been properly recorded. If I go to videos, and here you can see the first video which is there, this has been recorded from what we have. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.